All right, so now we're going to continue on with a few more of the gods and goddesses that we're studying. So our next god is Vishnu, and Vishnu, remember, is part of the Trimurti. He's part of the Hindu Trinity, and he is the god of sustaining or maintaining. So he sustains or maintains life. That might sound kind of odd, but really what this is referring to in Hinduism is that he is a god of love. He is in love with humanity. So he wants to sustain or maintain human life. So Vishnu's role is that he cares so much for human beings that every time they need him, every time humanity has gone off course or is in danger, then he comes to Earth and he saves them. So he does this through what are called his avatars. So Vishnu has so far 9 avatars, and these are, so you can think of the movie. It's a human or animal form that he comes to the earth in. So he's done this 9 times according to Hindu mythology. That's the most common number of times or of number of avatars for Vishnu. There are some other traditions that understand Vishnu as actually having hundreds, if not thousands, of avatars. But we're going to stick to learning about some of the 9 avatars that he's come to Earth in. So whenever humanity needs him, he appears as one of these avatars. And we've actually already met one of his avatars, or we've already heard about one of his avatars. And remember, it can be human or animal form. So according to Hindu mythology, actually Mastya, the fish who saves Manu, was Vishnu. So that's an example of one of Vishnu's avatars. Right, because remember, Manu was a member of these first human beings, or one of these first human beings on Earth, and the gods had decided that they didn't like humanity, so they wanted to wipe them out. Right, they wanted to send a flood that would destroy all of humanity. Vishnu, this is when Vishnu is needed. Right, he loves humanity, he loves human beings. He didn't want that to happen. He didn't want humanity to be wiped out. So he comes to Earth in the form of Mastya the fish, and he approaches Manu and he saves Manu and his family. So by saving Manu, he is able to save the human race. He's able to save humanity. And so Vishnu continues to do this. We won't learn about all 9 of his avatars, but 2 of them are very important because of the Hindu epics, the Hindu epic literature that we're going to look at. One of them is the Ramayana. The Ramayana is a very famous Hindu epic. It is a very long tale about someone named Rama, who is exiled from his kingdom, but he's like a good and just ruler, and then he's eventually welcomed back into his kingdom. Rama is, as I said, Rama is the central character of this great epic, and Rama is one of Vishnu's avatars. So that's another one that's very well known throughout Hindu mythology. And another one that's also very important is actually an individual named Krishna. So some of you may have heard the name Krishna before because there is the Society of the Hare Krishnas, which is their full name is the Society for Krishna Consciousness. So there are some Hindus who actually are especially devoted to Krishna. And Krishna is one of Vishnu's avatars. Krishna is a little bit different from some of his other avatars because Krishna is born as a human being. He's born to a human mother and father, and he lives an entire human life. So there are lots of different stories in Hindu mythology about different phases in Krishna's life. So Krishna is born to a human mother, and he's raised as a regular child, and there's lots of stories in the mythology about how adorable Krishna was. He was just the cutest baby ever. He was mischievous. Everyone loved him. He was so cute. And there's actually a story about how his mother finds out that her son is God, that her son is an avatar of Vishnu. There's in the story Krishna, one of his little things that he would do is he loved to eat butter. So he would sneak into the kitchen, he would steal the butter, and he would eat butter, even though his mother told him not to. And so one day his mother comes back and she can see that he just has butter smeared all over his face. And she says, have you been eating the butter? And he says, no, 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 I haven't. Little cute little toddler. No, I swear, Mom, I haven't been eating the butter. And his mom says, oh, I don't believe you. Open your mouth. So she tells him to open his mouth so that she can check, and she's expecting to see the butter inside his mouth. And when Krishna opens his mouth, his mother can see the entire universe. She sees all the stars and planets and everything inside his mouth. And this is how she knows that her son is divine, that her son is actually an avatar of God. There's stories, more stories later on as he grows up. Just as he is thought to be, this most adorable little boy, he's also supposed to be the most handsome young man. And, all the women in his town, they can't resist him. He's just so handsome. He's so cute that they all fall in love with him. And actually, there's a whole genre of actually erotic poetry and literature about the love between Krishna and these women. They're called the gopis or the cowherds, because he's supposed to live in the country and live with farmers and herders and things like that. But there's one woman in particular named Radha, Radha. So Krishna and Radha have this great love affair together. And there's, again, this whole category or genre of literature about the intense love between Krishna and Radha. And it's erotic in nature, but it's also sacred, because the idea is that the love between them, especially the love and the yearning that Radha feels for Krishna, is what human beings should feel about God. Right? Just as they long for their human lover, they should long for God. They should yearn for God. They should want to be in the presence of God at all times, want to look upon the face of God. So this love affair between them is very important for individuals who especially worship Krishna, and to understand the role that this love between them plays in understanding how to love God, how to approach God. So Krishna lives this entire human life, and there's lots of other stories about different episodes in his life. But Krishna is Vishnu. Krishna is a human avatar of Vishnu. And a really interesting thing about the Krishna literature is that Krishna has a lot of similarities to Jesus. So if you're familiar with the Christian tradition, or you come from a Christian background, there's a lot of similarities in terms of the idea of God being born as a human being, to a human mother, living a human life, whose purpose is to show human beings how to love God. That God is love, and how humans should love God. So there's a lot of interesting parallels between the two. And there are many Hindus who consider Jesus an avatar of Vishnu, not one of the main 9 ones that we're talking about. But as I said, there are many Hindus who actually understand Vishnu to have come to earth many, many more times than we necessarily know about. And they recognize in Jesus a very similar personality. So there are many Hindus who believe that Jesus is an avatar of Vishnu, or was an avatar of Vishnu. So this is Vishnu's role in Hinduism. He loves humanity. He wants to help them out. He wants to teach them, how to love God and how to be good people. So throughout history, he has come to earth. He has appeared as these various avatars. Another important avatar to know about is that many Hindus believe that the Buddha was also an avatar of Vishnu. So when we get to Buddhism, we'll learn more about the man Siddhartha Gautama, who became the Buddha, who became enlightened. But this also happened in India. So Buddhism originated in India. And when Buddhism started, during Siddhartha Gautama's lifetime and directly after his lifetime, his teachings became very popular in India. There was a lot of attraction to them because of the compassion and the equality that he taught about. So there was a strong attraction to them. But for many Hindus, as they became interested in the teachings and the practices of Buddhism, they started to recognize, wait, Buddhism is formed around this teacher, this human teacher who came and taught us how to, how to love others, and how to, rise above attachment and desire. So a lot of the goals in Buddhism are the same as those in Hinduism, because Siddhartha Gautama was raised as a Hindu. So they started to think about this within a Hindu framework and said, wait a minute, the Buddha is Vishnu. He is another avatar of Vishnu. That we have gone off track in our, our striving to earn moksha, to earn liberation from samsara. And the Buddha has come, Vishnu has come to teach us again how to achieve that. So for many Hindus, they consider the Buddha an avatar of Vishnu. So they see no contradiction between following the teachings of the Buddha, the practices of the Buddha, and yet still identifying as Hindu. So for them, there is no contradiction between those two things. So this is Vishnu. He's the maintainer or sustainer God. And what that means is that he loves humanity so much that he wants to sustain or maintain their existence. So whenever we need him, he will come and save us in the way that we need to be saved. So as I mentioned, there have been 9 avatars already. And so the understanding in Hinduism is that there will be a 10th avatar, that in the future, another avatar will come. So this is, not thought of to be anytime soon necessarily, but at some point in our future, our world is going to go so off track, and, we're going to be in desperate need of saving. So when things seem like they're really going wrong, that's when Vishnu will come. So Vishnu will come one last time in our sort of, our universe, our existence, and he will save us one last time. So there will be a 10th avatar of Vishnu. Vishnu will come again. Okay, so that's Vishnu. Then Vishnu's wife or companion or female consort is a goddess called Lakshmi. And Lakshmi also has sort of a similar area or a similar attitude towards humanity. Remember, these gods and goddesses go together. They're seen as sort of having power over similar areas of life. So just as Brahma was the god of creation and Saraswati was the goddess of creativity, Vishnu is the sustainer god. He loves humanity. Lakshmi is also a goddess who is in love with human beings. She loves humanity so much. She wants to give them what they want. So she doesn't come to Earth as avatars. That's not her role. Her role is to give human beings what they want most in this life. So she is the goddess of wealth. You can see here in this image that she has coins, gold coins that she's dropping down. She's usually depicted with money, with gold things, very nice, luxurious things. So she's the goddess of wealth. She's the goddess of prosperity or good luck, right? Because people want good luck in their endeavors. And if you see in the background here, there's 2 elephants. Elephants are a symbol of good luck in Hinduism. So she's oftentimes depicted with elephants. She's also the goddess of fertility. So she is a goddess that if someone wants to have a family, they want to get pregnant, to have children, they would ask Lakshmi for her help. So the idea is that these are the things that human beings tend to want most in their life, right? They want financial success, they want to make money and be comfortable, they want good luck and good fortune, and they want children, they want to have a family. So these are the things that Lakshmi wants to give to human beings. So the idea is that just like Vishnu, she loves humanity. She loves those who are devoted to her. So she wants to give us what we want most. She wants to give human beings that which we desire. And we previously talked about the goal in Hinduism is to move beyond desire, or at least to move beyond desire for things of this world. But Lakshmi is a goddess who provides the things of this world. So when we get into our next discussion of doctrine, we're going to talk about these different levels of desire and how in Hinduism it's not a bad thing to desire. It's just that eventually you want to move past that, or you want to redirect your desire. So Lakshmi is still a good goddess, even though she is providing things that people want in this world. So in a way, she's keeping people sort of attached to the things of this world. And we'll talk more about why that's still important, why that's still necessary on the Hindu path. So that's Vishnu and Lakshmi, the god and goddess of sustaining, maintaining, and really supporting humanity through their love and devotion to them.